Today on Capitol Conservatives, Senator John Kennedy takes aim at Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, and he doesn't hold back. This exchange exposes deep cracks in Washington's leadership and raises serious questions about accountability. If you care about transparency and real answers, you're in the right place. Kennedy opens with gratitude, thanking Powell for his pandemic efforts, but civility fades quickly. Kennedy cites Powell's CBS interview on rising living costs. He challenges Powell on America's unsustainable fiscal path.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for being here. Thank you for your services. I think I've said before, I believe you and your team probably saved the world economy during the pandemic economic meltdown when the whole world wanted dollars by establishing a currency swap line. So I thank you for that. You gave an interview, Mr. Chairman, on February 4th of this year to CBS, 60 Minutes, I think. Is that right?
Yep.
I ordered a transcript of that hearing, which I read. I learned a lot reading it. You were asked a question about inflation, and you asked a question about prices declining. And here was your response. I'd like to quote you, if it's okay. Quote, "So the prices of some things will decline, others will go up, but we don't expect to see a decline in the overall price level. That doesn't tend to happen in economies except in very negative circumstances." End quote. Did I quote you accurately?
I believe you did.
Okay.
Kennedy reminds Powell, integrity is priceless. The senator links Powell's words to explosive Wall Street Journal reports about the FDIC, the agency meant to protect America's banks. Allegations of a toxic workplace and shocking misconduct surface. Powell admits he's familiar with the story but can't recall specifics. If you value integrity in government, hit subscribe now.
Later in the interview, you were asked about the national debt. Do you recall that?
I don't actually, but I'm sure that's right.
Okay. Well, at least according to the transcript, your answer was, and again, I'm quoting you, "In the long run, the United States is on an unsustainable fiscal path. The U.S. federal government's on an unsustainable fiscal path. And that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy. So it is unsustainable." End quote. Do you remember saying that?
I've said that many times. I think that's uncontroversial.
Okay. Later in the interview, you said, I want to quote, "You know, I would just say this, integrity is priceless. And at the end, that's all you have. And we plan on keeping ours." End quote. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
The senator doesn't stop. He reads from reports. FDIC employees discussing women using sex to advance, a senior examiner making explicit comments, and a supervisor demoted after sex with a subordinate. Each allegation reveals disturbing corruption inside the institution meant to uphold trust in banking. Kennedy is cut off for exceeding his time. The exchange grows heated as he insists others spoke longer. The chairman reminds Kennedy he controls the gavel, but Kennedy refuses to back down.
That's why I want to ask you about the FDIC. Have you read the article in the Wall Street Journal entitled, quote, "Strip clubs, lewd photos, and a boozy hotel, the toxic atmosphere at bank regulator FDIC," end quote?
I think I did read that a couple months ago.
Did you read the article entitled, I quote again, "FDIC lawyer stayed on paid leave for weeks after child porn arrest," end quote?
I don't remember that one.
Okay, did you read the article entitled, also in the Wall Street Journal, quote, "FDIC chair, known for temper, ignored bad behavior in workplace," end quote?
Honestly, I don't. I read so much, I can't, I remember the broad story, but not particular stories.
Did you read the article in which a former female employee of the FDIC allegedly recalled her male colleagues saying women needed to use sex to get ahead at the FDIC?
I do not recall that.
Okay. Did you read the article in which a female risk management examiner during a lunch with a male examiner said she had become friendly with that examiner, and he complained to her about his marriage, allegedly, telling her he wasn't getting enough sex. And she allegedly said, quote, "Obviously, if I walked," or he allegedly said, "Obviously, if I walked into this office and you were naked, I'd see you right here," end quote?
I do not remember that, and I think I would.
Okay.
Kennedy asks, If these allegations are true, how can the FDIC lead on Basel III regulations that will shake banking? Powell responds. He calls the allegations troubling but says the Fed is moving forward independently. This hearing reveals America's fiscal path is unsustainable, and the very institutions meant to protect our economy are plagued by misconduct.
Do you remember the article about Mr. Randall Ditch, a supervisory examiner in Denver, who allegedly was demoted in 2014 to a non-supervisory examiner position in Tulsa after having sex twice with a subordinate female employee and a number of other rule violations? In this article, it says, allegedly Mr. Ditch had urged the woman to not, quote, be a, close quote, and drink a shot of whiskey during work hours, the records show. Do you recall that?
I do not recollect that.
Okay.
No.
Here's my question. I could go on for a while.
Could go on, but you're not going to go on, so you've passed your 5 minutes. Do your question once.
Sir?
Senator Kennedy, your time's already expired. You can do one. You did 5 minutes. Consume the whole 5 minutes with your monologue of.
Well, you did 6 minutes. I timed it.
I asked my.
You did 6 minutes.
Senator Kennedy, for months, I have let you go way over the 5 minutes. You get your question.
But you did 6 minutes.
I chair this committee.
I understand. You still did 6 minutes. Check the record.
I'm going to order, you're going to be at 6 minutes and 15 seconds if you continue this argument, or you're going to ask your question.
I'll ask my question. I just wanted the record to be clear, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, in light of these allegations, if they're proven, how can the FDIC lead this charge for Basel Game 3, which is going to turn the banking community upside down?
I don't know how I would make the connection to Basel III. I'll say it's deeply troubling things, obviously, but again, as your point was, if proven. And I think we have to decide Basel III on its merits, and we're not looking to the FDIC to lead this, by the way. We're looking at the Fed to do what the Fed thinks is right. That's what we're going to do. We don't look to, and they don't look to us to lead them.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Senator Butler is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Kennedy's tough questions force us to ask, can we trust these agencies to reform? Subscribe to Capitol Conservatives for more hard-hitting coverage from Capitol Hill.